Hello students, today we'll do problems on working capital estimation. Before we start with the problems, we need to understand a certain things to how working capital estimation has to be done or a certain rules or guidelines. The very first is for the purpose of calculation, a year should be equal to either 12 months or 52 weeks or 360 days. So this is what is to be considered if nothing is given. If it is given 365 days, then we'll take 365 days. The stock of raw material is to be calculated on the value of raw material consumed, and the stock of work in process is to be determined on the total cost of production excluding selling overheads. You cannot consider selling overheads for work in progress because at this stage the products are still incomplete, and selling overheads come into picture when you have finished products which are to be directly sold in the market. So work in progress cannot be sold, so we don't consider selling overhead. In the absence of information, we generally take 100% or treat raw material as 100% and direct labor any other overheads as 50% or wages as 50%. So when you're calculating amount required for work in progress, entire raw material goes into work in progress, but the wages, overheads, all those expenses, we take it only half because the work is still in progress, it's not completed. So all this you'll understand when we do the sum. Let's start with the first problem. We are estimating working capital now. So that basically means we are finding the amount of working capital required for that particular company or organization. So from the following information, you are required to estimate the net working capital. They've given you the raw material cost per unit basis. So 400 rupees. Direct labor 150, overheads excluding depreciation 300, total is 850. We usually don't consider depreciation when we're finding working capital. So it's already excluding depreciation. So we need not do anything additional here. They've not taken depreciation. They've given you the additional information. Selling price 1000 rupees. Output, that is how many units they're going to manufacture, is 52,000 units per annum. And they've given you for how many days the stock will be there. So raw material stock on an average for 4 weeks it will be there in the organization. Work in process will remain for 2 weeks. And here see they have told assume 50% completion stage with full material consumption. So I told you before starting the problem, we have to take raw material full and the other expenses, that is the direct labor and overheads which are given, should be taken as half because it's hardly 50% completion. Finished goods in stock 4 weeks. So this above thing 50% completion, in some problems it will be given, in some not. Even if it is not given, we have to assume the same and do it. Credit allowed to debtors. So debtors will take 4 weeks to pay. Credit allowed to creditors. You will take 8 weeks to give it to creditors. Cash in bank required is 50,000. Assume that production is sustained at an even pace during the 52 week of the year. So you have to consider 1 year as 52 weeks. All sales are on credit basis. State any other assumptions you might have made while completing. So let's start. Before starting, I told you during the rating cycle or cash cycle how we are going to basically find the step or the procedure. So the same we'll always start with raw material. So we'll find amount required for raw material or stock of raw material. Then we do work in progress, and then we do finished goods, then we go to debtors, and then we deduct creditors out of it. Now here after debtors we also will take cash because cash balance is given. So let's see how the problem works or how do we solve it. Estimation of working capital. We are first starting with stock of raw material. I hope you remember the formula of operating level. Sorry, operating cycle. Similar way we are going to use this. So if you see, we are manufacturing 52,000 units into the raw material cost given is 400. So we get the total cost of raw material. Now this total raw material will not remain in stock. Only 4 weeks material will remain in stock. So into 4 by 52, 4 weeks divided by 52 weeks. you will get the amount of raw material that is there in stock. Remember, we are estimating the amount of working capital. So here we are not finding days, we are finding the amount. So again, I'm repeating, we always start with raw material. We have to first find the total cost of raw material and then multiply it with number of weeks it is in stock. So if you see the question, we are manufacturing 52,000 units, the output is 52,000 units, and the raw material cost per unit is 400. So when I do 52,000 into 400, I get the total cost of raw material. And raw material stock, if I want, in stock it remains only for 4 weeks. So total cost into 4 weeks divided by 52 weeks. If it was 30 days, it would be 30 divided by 360 days. If it was 3 months, it would be 3 by 12 months. Here it is weeks, so 4 weeks divided by 52 weeks. So you get it as 16 lakh rupees. Now stock of work in progress, as told in the problem, it is 50% completion stage. You should take raw material full, but other two expenses as 50%. So all the three will come in work in progress, because work in progress means we are still working on it. You have already put the raw materials, the laborer is working in the factory, and all other overhead expenses are also being incurred. Overhead expenses like electricity charges, then you might have land rent, building rent, all these are basically overhead expenses which are being incurred when we are doing work in progress. The work is still going on. And work in progress takes 2 weeks. So we have to take all these three, but we have to take raw material full, direct labor, and overhead as half. So how we have to solve it? First we'll take raw material, 52,000 units we are manufacturing into 400. Just elaborate it so that you can see it clearly. So see here, 52,000 units into 400 is the cost per unit, into the work in progress was for 2 weeks, so 2 by 52. We have to take raw material full, so full 8 lakh I'm taking here. Direct labor, 52,000 units into 150 is the cost of labor per unit, into 2 by 52. This is the full cost of labor, but we are taking only half because we are at 50% completion stage, or as per rule also we should take only 50% of the amount. So into 50%, 1,50,000 is the direct labor cost. Overhead, 52,000 into 300 is the cost per unit, into 2 by 52 will get the total overhead cost, but we are at 50% completion stage, so we are taking into 50%, that comes to 3 lakh. So if you see, I'm taking half of direct labor, half of overhead. In, Instead of doing half here with the cost per unit, you can find the total like we do for raw material and just find 50% of it. That's the easy way. When we add all these three, we get the stock of work in process, that is 12,50,000. So after raw material and work in process, the next is the stock of finished goods. Now finished goods is the goods are ready to sell. So we take the total cost. So the total cost given in the question is 850 rupees, adding all the three: raw material, direct labor, and overhead. So for finished goods, I'm taking the total cost. Stock of finished goods is 52,000 units into 850, that's the total cost. And finished goods remain in store for 4 weeks. So they are in stock for 4 weeks. So if you see here, stock of finished goods, we're doing 52,000 into 850 into 4 by 52. So that comes to 34 lakhs. Next is debtors. Now debtors also we usually take it on the total cost. In some of the problems they will mention to take it on sales. If they mention to take it on sales, only then we will take it on sales. Otherwise we are going to take it basically on the total cost. Now why we take it on the total cost? Because we are finding the amount that is due from debtors. So sales includes profit also. If the debtor, if we are finding the cost or we are estimating working capital, we want to find it on the cost basis, how much I have invested and how much I have to still invest. We don't consider profit as investment, that is the earning that we are getting. So usually they don't take sales because it includes profit, they take cost. So at what cost we had sold to the customer and how much is to be still recovered. That's what we find. So we'll take 52,000 units into total cost is 850, whereas selling price was 1,000, but I'm taking the total cost into 4 weeks is debtors period. So 4 by 52, you get 34 lakh. So these are the current assets, raw material, work in progress, finished goods and debtors. Now they've also given you cash. So cash amount is directly given 50,000. We take it there 50,000 directly. So if you add all these are your total of current assets, or we also call it as gross working capital, 97 lakh rupees. From this you less creditors. Creditors you take it always on the raw material consumed or on the purchases. So raw material consumed will consider, or raw material cost will consider 52,000 units you're manufacturing into the raw material cost is 400 into 8 by 52. See here the creditors allowed credit of 8 weeks. So we are taking 8 by 52 here. So when you calculate the amount, you get 32 lakh. Now to find working capital, you have to do current asset minus current liability. Current assets is 97 lakh minus creditors is a liability 32 lakh. So what working capital you get is 65 lakh. So for this year, the company requires 65 lakh rupees as working capital to run the business. So this is how we estimate the working capital requirement. I hope the problem is clear. I'm repeating it again. We started with raw material, then we went to work in progress. In work in progress, we take all the costs, but we take raw material 100% and other cost as 50%, except selling overheads. In this problem, there is no selling overheads, so there is no question of removing it. But if it is given, we won't take it. Stock of finished goods, we'll find on the basis of total cost. Debtors also on total cost until and unless told to take on sale. Then cash, you get when you add everything, you get the total current assets. We also call it as the gross working capital. From that, you less creditors, which you take on raw material first, and you will get the working capital. Let's do the next problem so that you understand the method better. Estimate the working capital required for the project. Add 10% to the computed figure to allow for contingency. So this is new part in this problem. We'll understand how to do it. We've given you the cost sheet, that is raw material cost is 80 rupees per unit, direct labor 30 rupees, overhead 60, and the total cost of production is 170. Additional information, the selling price is 200 per unit. Level of activity, that means how many units they are manufacturing. They are manufacturing 1,04,000 units. Work in progress, 100% of raw material and 50% conversion cost. So we have to take raw material full and direct labor and overhead as half. It is there in stock for 2 weeks. Raw material in stock is for 4 weeks. Finished goods in stock is for 4 weeks, average 4 weeks. Credit allowed by suppliers, this is creditors 4 weeks. Credit allowed to debtors, this is debtors 8 weeks. Lag in payment of wages, average 1.5 weeks. This is new thing here. What to do with this, we will understand. Cash at bank is 25,000. Production is carried out evenly throughout the year, and all sales are on credit basis. So all the sales are credit sales. There is nothing called as cash in this problem. So let's understand how to solve it. I hope it is clear. So as usual, we start with raw materials first. So estimation of working capital. Stock of raw material. We are manufacturing 1,04,000 units into raw material cost is 80 rupees. So 1,04,000 into 80 rupees. And the raw material remain in stock for 4 weeks is given in the question. So we do into 4 by 52 weeks. We get 6,40,000 as raw material cost. Stock of work in progress, we have to take all the costs. So raw material 1,04,000 units into 80 rupees is the cost, and work in progress remains in stock for 2 weeks. Here it's given work in process average of 2 weeks. So raw material we take full 3,20,000. Direct labor 1,04,000 into per unit the cost is 30 rupees. into 2 by 52. This is the total cost of direct labor, but we have to take only 50% because we are in conversion half stage, we are in work in process. So it comes to 60,000. Overheads 1,04,000 into 60 is the cost per unit into 2 by 52. And again, this is full, we have to take half. So it comes to 1,20,000. When you add all these three, you get 5 lakh rupees as work in progress. So stock of raw materials, stock of work in progress. Next is stock of finished goods. For finished goods, we have to take the total cost. So see here, we have 1,04,000 units into 170 is the total cost, and finished goods remain in stock for 4 weeks. So 4 by 52, you get 1 lakh 13,60,000. Debtors 1,04,000 into the total cost again 170 into 8 by 52, you get 27,20,000. Cash at bank is given as 25,000, so you take it as 25,000 cash at bank. Total current assets you get 52,45,000. When you add all the things, that is your raw material, your work in progress, finished goods and debtors and cash. When you add everything, you get 52,35,000 as current asset. From this, we have to minus current liabilities. So creditors is the first current liability. 1,04,000 into, we take it on raw material cost, which is 80 rupees into 4 weeks credit, 4 by 52. You see here. So you get 6,40,000 as creditors. Now there is one more liability. They are told lag in payment of wages. Lag in payment of wages means we are delaying the payment of wages, and whenever you pay later, we call it as a liability. We are liable to pay later. So anything that is outstanding is a liability. So your wages are outstanding, you're paying them late. So 1,04,000 is the total units produced into 30 rupees is the cost of direct labor, into you're going to pay it late by 1.5 weeks. So 1.5 divided by 52, you will get the liability amount, that is 90,000 rupees of wages are still to be paid. So this is also current liability. When you add these two, 6,40,000 plus 90, the total current liabilities will be 7,30,000. Now working capital is current asset minus current liability. So current asset total you had found about 52,45,000 minus current liability total 7,30,000. You get working capital as 45,15,000. Now this is not complete. In the question they had told you to add 10% for contingencies. Now what are contingencies? Unexpected events that may occur in the future. So you are not sure, the business is at risk. Anything may happen in the future. There might be a fire breakout, there might be strike, there might be a court case that you are that you may lose. So these are unforeseen contingencies. So companies make provision for contingencies as well. They have asked you to keep 10% for contingencies. So whatever amount you have calculated, 45,15,000 of working capital, on that we will maintain 10% additional, 10% for contingency. So 10% of 45,15,000 is 4,51,500. So now your working capital is 45,15,000 plus 4,51,500, the contingency. When you add these two, you get the working capital as 49,66,500. So if contingency is given, after finding the working capital amount on the working capital, you have to calculate the rate of contingency and add that to get the net working capital or the final answer of working capital. So this was the second problem. Hope things are getting clear. Let's do one more sum so that the concept is better understood. The management of Alpha Limited has called for a statement showing the working capital needed to finance a level of activity of 3 lakh units. So here the output is given, cost structure, the company's product for the above mentioned activity. You have raw material, direct labor, overhead. All these three costs, total of the cost is 40 rupees. 10 rupees is profit and selling price is 50 rupees. Past experience indicates that raw material should be in stock for 2 months, sorry. Work in process 100% complete and 50% our labor and overhead, which are approximately half, which is to be taken as 50%. Work in progress is half a month's production, so only half month it remains in stock. Finished goods on an average for 1 month it remains in stock. Suppliers of material extend a month credit. A month means 1 month, so this is creditors. 2 months credit is allowed to debtors. Calculate the debtors. Calculation of debtors may be made at selling price. Now see here, they have told to do it at selling price, so we will do it at selling price. Otherwise we were doing it at cost in the previous two sums. Only if they ask you to do it at selling price, we will do that. Otherwise debtors will be always on cost. Cash is 25,000. Production pattern is assumed to be even. Prepare a statement showing working capital. So let's begin. First we'll start with raw material. Stock of raw material. We are manufacturing 3 lakh units. Into the cost of raw material, 3 lakh units into cost 20, and the raw material remains in stock for 2 months, so into 2 by 12. If you see here, raw material cost will be 10 lakh. Work in progress, raw material we have to take full 3 lakh into 20, and it remains in stock for half a month, so 0.5 divided by 12, you get 2,50,000. Direct labor, 3 lakh into 5 rupees is the cost, half a month, this is full direct labor, into 50%, half you have to take 31,250. Overheads 3 lakh into 15 into half month divided by 12, that is 0.5 divided by 12. You get the total overheads into 50% we have to consider, so 93,750. So total work in progress is 3,75,000. Stock of finished goods 3 lakh into, we take the total cost. So if you see here, the total cost is 40 rupees. So we are taking 40 rupees into 1 month it remains in stock, so a month, so 1 month, 1 by 12, you get 10 lakh. Then debtors 3 lakh into, we are taking here selling price now, not the total cost, because they've mentioned in the question take it on sales. So 3 lakh into 50 into 2 by 12, 2 months it remains in stock, that comes to 25 lakh. Cash given is 25,000. So these are the current assets. You add them all. 49 lakh is the total of current assets. Remember, debtors we are taking 50 rupees on selling price because they've asked us to do it on selling price. Then current liabilities, there's only one current liability, creditors. They have not told lack in payment of wages or overheads. So there's no other outstanding liability. So creditors 3 lakh into, we take it on raw material cost, which is 20 rupees, and they remain in stock for 1 month. See here, raw material 20 rupees, and suppliers extend a month credit, so it remains in stock for 1 month. So you minus that, you get, you multiply it by 1 month, you get 5 lakh. So current assets was 49 lakh minus current liability 5 lakh, you get working capital 44 lakh. They have not asked you for contingencies, so we are not adding any contingency. We cannot assume it, they have to tell it. So this is the third problem. You've got the working capital. I hope things are clear and you've understood the three sums. Any kind of doubts, we'll do it when we interact. Thank you.